YouTube, what's good? It's your boy Q. Waves are Q. Corn Rock on Facebook.com. Coming soon with that Instagram for you. Okay, today I'm gonna get into ripples to waves. Part 2. Here's a part 2 for you. I just want to shout out and thank everybody that watched part 1, because without part 1, there wouldn't be no part 2, especially if you ain't watch it. Okay, so without further ado, I'm gonna go get into part 2. So we're gonna start, ripples to wave part 2 off, introducing to again the way that I learned how waves move. Okay, like I said, I went to the Oceanic waves and I checked them out, and it matched up that it was the same thing. And this is how I'm going to explain it to you, okay? So this is the actual Oceanic waves and how they move themselves, alright? I'm going to point out some key factors right here. These waves in the middle right here, these are natural waves. These are already going along because it has a high cool and a high pressure that always pushes it along. So this is a natural energy flowing. You see this push? There's a natural energy flowing. So it's this and this. These are natural energies flowing. This natural energy always flows, and it's continuous, and it will always make these type of waves. So no matter what you do, you're gonna have waves if you keep on brushing your hair in this motion going along. Okay, now what I specialize in and what I'm trying to do is create tsunami waves. So we're gonna make this big kahuna right here, and I'm gonna show you how to get that with the further pages. Okay, so this is how the wave work. All right, this is automatically happen, as I said before. All right, to get this kahuna wave going on, we're gonna need some tectonic activity, some earthquake, a volcano, something happens that pushes this energy up. This wave right here is also what we call our water level. So when this tectonic action happens, or these effects happen, like the energy gets transferred up and it brings the wave above water level, and then a high pressure storm pushes that water level over, creating that effect. But one opposing force that we did not mention, and is very and key important to it, when this convection is happening and the energy is going up, the low pressure is pushing the wave back out into sea, giving it the curl, and also giving it the height, and then pushing it over, as I said before, and creating the tsunami wave. Okay? So this is how I compared it to the head. Now, when I compared it to the head, it was almost a similar way, but it has slight differences. Now, one of those slight differences is that the effect that's always happening is hair growth. Your hair is always going to grow, and it's going to reach certain hair lengths. Okay? So, indeed, these waves are going to happen, but only if you cause that high pressure here through a brush or via comb. Okay? Now, like I said, I want you to have the Viet Congs, the big ones, the big kahunas. What I'm going towards and what I'm going back towards what I used to be. I'll show you that soon too. And this is how I compared it. So this midland mass right here is your head, which was the beach beforehand. Okay? Like I said, the natural reaction is happening right now that your hair is always going to grow up from the scalp itself. Alright? To cause regular waves and ripples, you just want to brush straight forward, and you're going to cause the ripples. The ripples are transferred through those arrows I was telling you about before, the energy. So you always have an energy going up. So there's always potential for your waves to be tsunami waves. So people ask me, okay, well, if I'm brushing and I don't see any difference into my waves, and no, there's definitely a way that's going to happen, and I'll explain that to you in videos. Keep tuned. So as this goes along and it's pushing up and your hair grows to different lengths, your hair grows over the curl length. Alright? And once your hair grows over the curl length, you brush forward and it starts to tumble over. You also want to add in low pressure. Now, some people may say this is good, some people may say this is bad. I use it though. Low pressure to me is using that and it is combing or brushing in the opposite direction. Okay? Causing a low pressure, curling the hair up, making the hair curl, and then you brush it over with your brush. And it should make the tsunami waves you're looking for. Key points: hair length, brushing, and low pressure. And this needs to always be healthy so it can continue to grow. The most important piece. Your scalp always needs to be healthy. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I will show you the next piece of this puzzle. The next key is called Tsunami Waves. And I'm coming at you with that video very soon. Hopefully if I get at least 5 subscriptions and about 50 likes, I'm going to make this Tsunami Wave video. Just to show me, you know, that I am supported and I'm not just doing this. So support your kids, support your boy, and stay tuned for Tsunami Waves. And I'm going to cut back like I promised to. Let me give you a demonstration of those two forces. Alright, YouTube, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get into an unragged and I'm going to show you against the grain and with the grain. Okay? Low pressure and high pressure. I'm going to create tsunami waves with low pressure and high pressure. And like I said, this is all dependent on your hair length. So you need to grow. You need a wolf. I'm going to get into wolfing as well. You need to wolf. Without hair length, there is no curl. Okay? No serious curl, no monsoon like I'm going for. Of course you want to have your ripples, but this is ripples to tsunami. Okay? Tsunami. So I'm going to unrack for you here. And this is my tool of destruction right here, this comb. This is my first step and should be your first step as well. But, you know, everybody's their own person, to each their own. I won't tell you to do exactly what I do, but this is how I work it. Okay? This right here is a pantyhose. YouTube, I have a very small head, so I have to use pantyhose instead of regular stocking caps to hold that actually down. And this is just So Many Waves do-rag. Okay. So I'm ragged. I got a little bit of markings because it's been a little tight overnight. I put my do-rag a little bit higher because I don't want the lines directly on my forehead. I'd rather comb this out than anything. But, oh, I apologize for that. So let's get back into it, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, this is what I got going on right now. Alright. Okay. My left side is obviously my weaker side right now because it needs to be the same height as the right side. And like I said, I'm in progress. I'm going back to my ropes. I will show you my ropes in future videos. So let's get back into it. So you definitely need a mirror for this at all times. Use a mirror. Don't do this without a mirror. It's just pointless. So like I said before in the graph, it's showing you the graph. The low pressure starts. The low pressure starts from the landmass, right? This is the landmass here. Okay? But this is from out in sea. So you want the energy from out in sea to go out to sea, right? So you think that you'll just brush or comb straight back. Don't do that. You want it to go out to sea. So what I do is I actually start from the back of my head, and I'm gonna have a small portion to create low pressure, low energy, so tight curls. Okay? And I usually do this. I do this a little bit faster, but I mean a little bit slower. But I'm gonna kick it up a notch for you just in case. So I don't, like I said, we here to learn in a timely fashion, a smooth fashion, an easy way. Okay. Okay. People say, well, I comb my hair backwards. It looks like my waves is coming out. Hey, listen, babe. Man up. Brush hard. They're gonna be there. Trust me. I do this all the time. And if you didn't know that all the greats, everybody that you look up to, if you watch their videos over again, they're doing the same thing. So I'm not teaching you nothing new, but I'm bringing it to you with a new view, as I say. This is how I do it. Okay. So I'm starting from the center of my hair, my crown, and I'm bringing the waves out to the crown. So I'm actually pushing them to the crown. Just as in the waves would do on sea, they'll push towards the actual sea. This is low pressure here. Now the difference between your hair and the sea, you don't have a speed or real natural causes going on. So this is the energy force that's traveling through the sea that actually makes all that happen. The ocean is a medium, and so is your hair. However the comb is moving, however the brush is moving, your hair is going to mimic it. So just understand that part. That's why combing and brushing is the most important parts of these waving tutorials and videos, is because it's going to mimic whatever you do. And that's what it's doing right now. Mimicking. Alright? Now, when I'm doing this, slow, I try to get as close as possible to every wave. As close as possible to every wave, singularly. Just make sure you get all your hair. You don't want no hair with your hair off the scalp, as people say. You want to lift your hair. You want no hair on the scalp. Okay? I'm just following through my pattern as suggested. Yeah. I'm sorry if you don't like my music. Even if you do like my music, I appreciate it. But if you don't like my music, oh well, I like it. Like, this is what gets me hyped, so I can comb and brush all day to give me these ecstatic waves. Okay? Alright. And as people say, it looks like your waves is going away, bro. Like, well, if you waving and you really paying attention to your waves and your angle as an intermediate waver, you should be able to still see your waves. Because most of it is part of our imagination and putting your waves where you want them to be. Like I said, the comb is only doing what you want it to do. Okay, keep that in mind. Alright, so now I put some low pressure in here. So this is actually moving the scalp. It's causing that little earthquake I told you about. That little earthquake. And that little earthquake is actually going up now. So Now I'm lifting the scalp, I'm lifting the hairs. Alright, now I'm gonna put those same hair down. Now, this is a choice you can make. I'm using a big side for this to lay it down, and this is gonna take me actually a lot longer than using a smaller side. But I'm just using a bigger side because I'm gonna take my time and lay it down. The hair has a time when it wants to be laid down. You should be brushing or combing until it lays itself down and starts to fall into the pattern itself, until it gives up. Your hair has a point where it says, "Ah, fuck it," and that's when you should brush until or comb until it says, "Ah, fuck it." And if you're not doing that, then your hair is not going to completely lay down properly, okay? And there's ways to get it to this "ah, fuck it" point easier, excuse my language, as well. And how you do that is the plastic bag method, and I'm gonna get into that as well. All right, so I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna go up with the high pressure system, as I told you before. This is actually going with the grain, okay? This is a regular brush routine, and with the grain, regular brush routine is just brushing it straight back or combing it straight back in the same way that you'll comb or brush your hair, in the same fashion. And like I said, you know, it's gonna take some time for it to lay down and look like it's actually something. But in that time frame, you definitely gonna see some progress in your waves, some understanding of how your waves work. Okay, and you always want to focus on the fixed positions of the hair, and make sure you follow the fixed positions of the hair. All right. And this doesn't matter what method you're going with. The only thing that matters what method you're going with and what wave degree you're going with is your preference in how you're combing or brushing, the direction. Alright, so I'm just, like I said, I'm gonna speed this up for you because I don't want to waste any of your time. 10 minutes is a long time to be, you know, talking about it or listening to somebody. So I want to keep this short, right? So I'm gonna keep this short by using one of those tools, like I said, to help you lay down your hair. And this is not what I would usually do, and I'm gonna get into what I usually do in the next video, but you gotta stay tuned. You gotta stay tuned. That's the whole point. You gotta stay tuned to learn all the keys. Alright? You gotta stay tuned to learn all the keys. Because I will give them to you. No problem. Not like these other waivers and have an issue with letting you learn. Nah. You gonna learn. But at a steady pace. As I learn. Because I'm coming with you. Okay? Like I said, in maybe like a week or so on Facebook. Like a week or so. Maybe 2 weeks. Around my birthday time, I'm gonna cut. And I'm gonna go into another wolf session with you. And I'm gonna go into harder details because you know my background not right. I apologize for that. And my videos, I think I can improve on that. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come at you with a more professional look, or I'll at least try to be a little bit more professional. It's a struggle out here, man. But again, as I be patient, and that's what you need to have. You need to have patience with your waves, and you'll see them come forward. So my waves did not disappear, so that has been debugged. They are a lot fluffier than what they usually look like. Alright, just to let you know that. But that's part of the lay down process. You have to lay your hair down. You have to wear it out. I'm not going to wear it out right now because we don't have enough time for that. But just to show you that this method does work, and this is not no bull, I'm going to go after with a plastic bag method. This is actually a wave smoother. You can get this on wavesmoother.com. Okay, the link is going to be in the description as well, wavesmoother.com. And you just want to go same thing, same way that you comb and brush your hair. And as you see, my depth, my waves are coming back, and this is training my waves to set in the way that I want to. Okay, the whole thing about the wave process, as I said, how I learned before, it's all about the energy. It's the energy, the natural energy flow that's going on in the waves that actually make the tsunami waves. Okay, it's the natural energy flow right here. This is what it will take to maintain your normal waves. Not just tsunami waves, but just normal waves. You just, you know, you don't want to go extra. You don't have no super detail. You don't have the time to do everything that I'm telling you to do. You keep it simple if you like, and this will help you out. So, I hope this got you a little bit closer to understanding what I mean. I know I have a lot more laid down to do, but we don't have a lot more time. And I appreciate you. Thank you. I'm gonna come finish this. And I'm gonna go on Facebook if you wanna see the rest of this, I'm gonna go on Facebook after this. I'm gonna go on Facebook and post up what the lay down look like. Okay? I'm gonna just unrag for you. So just look out for that. Facebook.com. It's Cornrock at Facebook.com. I appreciate you. Like, subscribe, any questions down below. And like I said, I'm gonna link the Wave Smoother in and see if you know what I mean. If you can cop that out, that's an important piece. But if you don't want to, just use the plastic bag method. Regular plastic bag and go right over the thing. That helps you lay. Keep that brush moving.